Happy Easter!
This happens every time. We have a special episode, you get excited and you rush into it.
Alright. I'm sorry. You do the intro, I'll be quiet.
Welcome to a very special episode. Today's Easter special. We have something in store which has never been done before.
Today, we have double the excitement, we have double the guests, and it's going to be awesome.
Please welcome the partners in crime,
The dynamic duo,
Double Trouble,
the Devon and Tyler wannabes.
Too far. Welcome from the history department, Mr. Lennon.
Hello.
And Mr. Oldham.
Hello.
How are you, everybody?
How are you both?
Very good.
I'm
very good.
very well, thank you. I'm delighted to be in this windowless studio on the hottest day of the year.
I know. Viva la history, isn't it?
It is quite breezy in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite good because we're checking off another subject on the podcast, so you guys are history checked off.
All I've got to say is, why so long? Why have you waited so long to ask
This is
us?
what Mr. Cripps said.
There you go.
They're
The dynamic.
They're not loud.
At the moment they are.
Right, so today, with there being two of you, we're going to work a little bit differently. So we're going to ask you 4 of the same questions, and you'll take it in turns to answer these questions first. If I'm not making sense, just tell me. So, Mr. Oldham, you'll answer question 1 and question 3 first. Mr. Lennon, you'll answer question 2 and 4 first. But you'll both answer the questions anyway. So, there will be 2 mystery questions this time, as we have 2 guests. You'll both answer these, but you guys will later be able to get revenge on us when you have 2 reverse questions.
Mr. Lennon. Oh, my mum's calling.
Oh.
Mr. Lennon will answer the first mystery question, and Mr. Oldham will answer mystery question number 2 first.
Right, okay, so you ready to get into your questions?
Absolutely.
Born ready.
Born ready, that's good. So, seeing your history teachers, we may as well kick the show off with a history question. It's not a quiz question though, don't worry. If you could go anywhere in time and meet any person in history, who would it be? And this is a full-on meeting, so you can be having dinner with this person.
Hitler.
Devon wants to meet Hitler.
Right, okay. You know, this is such a hard question for a history teacher. This is the problem, because it's really hard to choose.
Because you know so much about so many.
Well, not necessarily. It's just I don't think I can't settle on like a perfect answer. So I had about 5, and I'm going to sort of boil it down to 2 or 3, and I'm going to make it really brief because I know that's probably still too long, 2 or 3 of them. But I think that one person I'd quite like to go back in time to, right, is a guy called Karl Marx. And when you get into year 11, gentlemen, who both used to see history students in front of me here now, you'll have to learn a lot about the Cold War and communism and the impact that communism had on the world. And this guy, Karl Marx, is the guy who basically came up with this radical idea of doing things differently, this idea of communism. And I think that idea of communism has had like a really significant impact on the world since he came up with the idea. But the guy who came up with it, Karl Marx himself, was a German guy with a really long beard, who actually did loads of... He got kicked out of his home country because his ideas were too radical. He got kicked out of France because his ideas were too radical. And he ended up in England, and he actually went to Manchester, and he used to walk around the streets of Manchester looking at the poverty of everyone in Manchester and thinking how terrible it was and how there had to be a better way. And he used to study in a little library called Chetham's Library in the corner of Manchester, which is the oldest public library in the world. And I just think that local link of him with such a big world idea that has had ramifications for the whole world, and I think you'll probably appreciate that even more by the time you've studied like the Cold War unit that we do. I think he's a really interesting character.
So his ideas of communism first came by seeing people in poverty.
Yep.
Right,
in the industrial area, and he thought, right, there's a better way of doing this. You know, communism means sharing out the means of production and all the wealth creation amongst lots of different people. And the thing is, like, I'd just really like to ask him, right, I'd like to show you what's happened since. How close does that fit with your ideal, your goal in the first place?
Yeah.
Because I think he would probably be quite shocked to see the way in which it's gone, maybe a bit dismayed. I don't know, perhaps. It never probably has really truly worked, the idea of communism. So I'd love to see what he thought about that. And the only other one I was going to say, just to add to that, was like, I'd love to go and meet one of my ancestors. Right? Someone in the past that's like, again, I've had a little look at my family tree and there's nothing exciting. You know those people that, have you ever heard that when they do Who Do You Think You Are? You've seen that programme on TV, haven't you? Oh gosh,
Oh,
I've forgotten
God.
who we're talking
Oh,
to here.
God.
We're talking
Alright.
to young hip kids. They're out partying.
Don't
and
look
stuff
at
like
me.
that.
I'm in
You
their
think of it.
category.
Yeah, who do you think? Oh, they go and they look at their family tree, and you go on a journey with them to find out about their family tree and all the interesting stories in their
What's that
in their
called?
past. Who do you think you are?
Oh, that's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and but apparently, you know, there are plenty of celebrities out there that they've gone to in the past and they've said, right, okay, let's have a look at your family tree. Would you do it? And you're like, yeah, I'm all up for it. And they do a bit of preliminary research and find out, no, sorry, we can't make a program about your family. It's too boring. So because there's just nothing exciting. So that's kind of my family tree. But it's not about that. It's just about like, I don't know, talking to someone from like 150 years ago. And again, just saying, right, so this is where your family will end up going in this direction. What do you think of that? Trying to give them, you know, the tissues with the tears of disappointment of the fact that their family is ended up in me.
Yeah.
So those are my two. There you go.
That's an interesting answer, actually. It'd be interesting to see how they would react to that.
God.
Yeah, that would be fun. I like that answer. And I liked your
This is
first
what
answer. It was unexpected. I expected someone we would all
Have you?
know in a way.
Yeah. Well, you'll know about him by your GCSE exam compared to anyway.
Yeah.
No, you're not on the exam actually. You don't have to worry about it.
Right, let's. That was a good answer. Let's move on to your answer, Mr. Lennon.
Just going back to Mr. Oldham for a sec, though, there is one episode where Danny Dyer, have you seen this one?
Yeah.
He is related to probably the most famous English monarch. Can you guess? Year 7 you taught him.
I'm Frank.
What
Henry VIII. Stop being obsessed with
we're
Queen
talking
Victoria.
a Norman. We're talking a Norman.
William the Conqueror.
Isn't that just it being related to William the Conqueror and finding that out on national TV?
Yeah.
You know Danny Dyer, don't you?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Real Cockney. Yeah.
No, yeah,
Just
I know that
wouldn't
one.
connect them, would you? I remember watching it and I'm thinking, total
It was
disbelief.
incredible.
Yeah.
Danny Dyer and William the Conqueror are related.
It's not a sentence I thought I'd say, if I'm truthful. It's literally not. I literally watched it and I thought, I still don't believe it.
That's it. Yeah.
But yeah, that to be fair, that's going to be hard to beat. But the one I went with, and it's someone I've learned about quite recently, really. It's this guy called Mansa Musa. Have you heard of him?
No.
So he's apparently, well, not apparently, he is the richest man to have ever lived. His estimated worth, what do you reckon, boys? Estimated worth. Let's skip the millions, we're in the billions now, okay?
4.5.
Oh, you're in.
So Elon Musk and Bill Gates,
Go on.
they're like what?
Oh, wait. Never mind. I change it.
Are they like 10 billion? Sorry.
Oh, we're in the hundreds. We're in the 100 billions.
100
Yeah,
billion,
we're in the
right.
100 billion. So
I'm gonna go 400 billion.
you've just hit it on the nail. Estimated net worth of 400 billion.
Wow.
Has control of most of the gold mines, diamond mines, salt mines. All the trade routes mainly are connecting up with Timbuktu, which is the city he owns in Mali. And I just think, what an interesting guy to meet. The richest man in the world. He's got more money than he could ever wish for. The question I'd ask, what is he spending it on? I still don't know how you're spending £400 billion. And I know he doesn't all have that in cash, but geez, what a man. What a
Mackies.
man. I did have two other names. I couldn't narrow it down. This is a question we do often get asked as history teachers, and especially, okay, when you meet a person for the first time and you tell them you're a history teacher, this is normally the question they go to. What's your favourite history fact? Or who'd you rather meet? And I went for, so that's my like medieval kind of person I'd like to meet. If I could have a dinner with a couple of people, okay.
If you're having dinner with the first guy, he better be paying because.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, very good. But I would go for Sophie Skoll, who is again coming up on the GCSE Germany course. So she's part of a resistance group called the White Rose Group, and she showed immense bravery to resist against the Nazis, and she handed out leaflets. So this small act of defiance, handing out anti-Nazi leaflets, eventually cost her and her brother her life. And that amount of bravery to put your life on the line is something that I can't comprehend, really. And
Yeah,
it's
100%.
struggled to really, even though I teach it, I struggle to really emphasize how much bravery that would have put, because she knew the consequences of when she was handing out those leaflets. If she was caught, what would happen. So she would be my added extra if I could have one. And finally, I did go for Klaus von Stauffenberg. He is involved again. It's all good. It's all to come, isn't it, sir, in history? You've got all these names, but Klaus von Stauffenberg, he tried to assassinate Hitler. And he was involved in a July bomb plot in 1944. And there is a Tom Cruise film about it, Valkyrie.
That's what I was thinking about, yeah.
An amazing film.
Because the operation for that was called Operation Valkyrie, wasn't it?
It was.
That's what I was thinking of, because I've watched that film.
It's really good. It's really good. So, those would be my top three, among a list of another 1,000, I guess, if I had a big enough banquet table. But yeah, those are the three that stand out for me. But
that's an interesting dinner.
It is. Different conversations, I imagine.
With the amount of guests we've got at this dinner at the moment, it's a good job Manson Lewis is playing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I would say for me, weirdly, I like to meet some pirates.
Oh,
like some of the.
That's good.
Yeah.
One of the ones out on my list was Blackbeard.
There we go.
Just the beards. You just want to meet all the beards, don't you?
Whitebeard and Blackbeard.
Get some tips.
Yeah, Blackbeard was meant to be a really interesting character. So he tried to sort of steal from Navy ships, generally through sort of just being very dramatic. So he would try and scare the enemy ship into submission, and they'd jump on board, and he'd have this big black beard, which was quite imposing in itself, and he'd have little fuses that he'd lit smoking in his beard. He'd put them in his beard, tie them in his beard, and they'd be smoking all over the place. These little fuses just to terrify people. I think he was absolutely mad, so that they terrorised them into submission. But he was actually an Englishman called Edward Teach from Bristol. And he actually went and then got this reputation as the most fearsome pirate of the seas. Yeah. That's a good one.
Wow, that's a. It was the way you said that about being a dude from Bristol.
Yeah.
Inspiration behind Captain Jack Sparrow, I guess.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But which one has the best beard?
Blackbeard.
Blackbeard.
Yeah, it's gotta be Blackbeard.
The fuses did it. Didn't it? Go on.
If I feel like I could meet anyone, I'd go to Hitler when I was a child and just.
You save a lot of trouble.
You know, there's
a moral question, isn't there?
Oh, there is.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
There was...
That would be a whole podcast in itself. Is it ever right to get rid of someone who's caused immense suffering when they're a child?
It's a great question. Not for today.
Got a bit deep again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you've got to put me back. Karl Marx now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't get out much.
That could be a spin-off show next year. He doesn't get out much.
On that note, though, there is a guy who could have shot Hitler in World War One. There is and apparently, I read something. I don't know how accurate this is. This could be completely fabricated because I didn't dive too much into this article. But apparently, Hitler saw an image of a British World War One veteran who supposedly had a chance to shoot him and paid for it, and it was in one of his house retreats in Germany. So yeah, that's how that story came about. But anyway, sorry,
wow.
I digress. I do.
It's all right. We prefer that because we do it a lot, so it makes us less.
No one really wants to listen to us normally, so this is a new thing. I don't know when to stop. Really.
I've enjoyed having already, and we're all on question one. I love having two guests already. I think it's great.
Question two. How do you celebrate Easter?
It's a change of topic, this, but
it's good with the theme.
Yeah.
Easter special.
Yeah, no, it's good. Very boring, especially now. Normally, see a bit of family, travel down to Cardiff, which is where I'm originally from, and basically just lots of chocolate. That is my bit. Easter.
That would be mine, the chocolate part.
I did once have Easter once fell on my birthday, which, if it ever does happen, it's not a great thing. It sounds good on paper, but people end up giving you Easter eggs as birthday presents. I was devastated. That was a cheat, wasn't it?
That was a cheat.
That was. Just bigger Easter eggs. I was like, no, it's not right. It's not right. But other than that, yeah, well, very boring.
I was just about to say I'm quite excited this year because Easter falls on my birthday.
Oh, wow.
I'm so sure.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
We should really talk more.
Are you an Aries?
I'm whatever you want.
Well, Well, I was just saying, yeah. So I was going to say, like Easter is actually my birthday.
That's
on Sunday.
Oh no.
Now you've got the date, you'll know anyway.
Well,
I like chocolate, cakes, checks, whatever you like.
have a good birthday.
Thank you, yeah.
So this that before Thursday, just
I promise the birthday card's on its way, Mr. Alden.
As long as
my
I've got
God.
chocolate, I'll be happy.
That was so good.
Yeah. Usually, it'd be like Easter hunts in the garden with the kids, wouldn't it? So, you know, hiding
true.
Easter eggs in the garden.
It's
going
about
to the
you
garden,
this
parents
time.
and but exactly.
It's about you now.
This time round, it's all about
Sit
me.
down,
so
kids.
I'm expecting to be able to do the Easter egg hunt myself, but for maybe bigger presents in the garden. or
when
something
Mr.
like that. I've
Lennon
already tapped up
finished, your face just went.
I know. I actually thought I didn't say something funny. I was like, this is unusual for me. No, I'm joking, obviously.
I expected this to be the driest question out of all of them.
No.
That was definitely the best. That was good. I liked that. Right, so after we finished ruining Mr. Oldham's birthday,
Yeah, apologies. Yeah.
we're on
Recover it, boys. Recover it.
Question
Get back into it.
3. If you could join any music group or duet with a solo artist, who would it be?
Before you answer this, Mr. Oldham, because it's back to your turn to answer first, there's a bit of a backstory to this question. So I was in the studio the other day with Mr. Jones, speaking to him, and I said I can usually picture what kind of music each teacher listens to, and I got Mrs. Goldburn's right, just saying. But I couldn't get you guys, I just couldn't at all think of one. No, not at all.
You didn't get death metal from me. That's all.
Not at all.
I just. No idea.
What was the top single in 1940s?
Oh.
That is a dig.
I don't mind a bit of Glenn Miller. I can go for that.
Go on,
Well,
sir,
I
then.
was going to say, right, yeah. So, okay. So I settled on. It could have been a number of indie groups potentially, you know, and you know, the Killers was kind of my era growing up, university, that sort of stuff. So that would have been a cool one. But what I settled on was a group which I don't know if you've heard of these. They are an indie group. They're called the Wombats. Okay, and I think they're from Liverpool actually. And I just settled on it because, not that I'm like their biggest fan, but I just got a really good memory of when me and my pals went on holiday together, and we were driving in this car, all four of us, and this Wombat song came on. It's called Kill Director. Have you heard of it? Kill Director? No? Okay, it's brilliant because on this song they all start singing like loads of different parts of the song, like different sort of like almost, they're not proper harmonies, but you know, they're all singing different bits, and we all just ended up singing different parts, you know, and just kind of like drumming on the dashboard there to it and everything like that. And I just thought, yeah, I could totally see myself as part of that band because I can sing that song. So there you go, Wombat, Kill Director. That's
So
the one I'd like to.
You're joining
join
that
on.
band through one song.
That's it.
I
Just
like
the one
it.
song, just because that, yeah, I love it. I like to rock out to that a bit.
If they're listening, they can they'll call up
Yeah,
Mr. Oldham.
yeah. You can find me on the school website. Email me, and we'll take it from there. Absolutely. To be fair though, I shouldn't be the one singing. So yeah, they have to have a lot of patience because I'm a terrible singer. Well, I can drum on a dashboard, so you know.
There we go. That'll be his part.
I think you should sing for us just so we can make sure.
You really don't.
No, we need him to do a dolphin impression. We're on a 3-week streak, 3-episode streak, sorry, of getting teachers to do a dolphin impression.
We didn't sign up to this, boys.
I
This
think
wasn't
just
in it.
in the middle of the show, you should do a bit of a dolphin impression.
Just have
I
a
mean,
conversation,
at
try and
least one
sneak
of
one
you.
in, we've got to notice it.
I think I'd be more confident doing that physically, audibly. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could see myself shooting around this studio like a dolphin. I think I could do that. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure I can.
Can we get the
replicate
camera
noise.
on? Yeah, I would.
That's probably the best one we've had, to be
Was
fair.
it you that did it last week? It wasn't even the teacher, was it?
No, it was Miss Jones.
Miss Jones did do a good dolphin impression.
Better than that one.
Not as good as that one. That was a good one.
It's Mr. Lennon's turn now.
Is it my turn?
Can we get
I
to
can't
them?
beat that, surely. That's just won it, hasn't it?
That was a good one.
Am I going for it? Oh, God, here we go.
That's a dolphin, not a creaky door.
It's your turn now for making fun of him.
No, I'm sore throat. Right, which band would you join, Mr. Lennon?
I feel rather embarrassed. I think I've misinterpreted this question.
The Dolphins.
I think I've gone down a different line here, and Mr. Oldham's gone for rather cool. The Wombats. I'm enlightened. I am truly enlightened. I went for One Direction, and I'm going to try and justify it. You got to bear with me. They just live the life, don't they?
Do you know what
I was always a little bit jealous of them.
Yeah, but it's also a boy band, so.
But you're always a little bit jealous of them because, look, they have got it all. They have got it all. They had girls running after them. They had the fame, the fortune. They're still really well known. They are going down, even though I don't necessarily like their music. I just think, what a life that is. Like, even though they're not singing as rock stars, but they're low-key rock stars. They are. That's what I would say.
Do you know what? I got 1 out of 2. I got Pop for Mr. Lennon.
Yeah, you bang on, bang on.
But yeah, that was
different, wasn't it? My favourite song though is Lumineers. It's from a band called Lumineers.
Actually, yeah.
So, well, that's not my favourite song. That's a band, but yeah, it's pretty good. Hey Ho, it's called.
Yeah,
so,
I like the Lumineers. That's
yeah.
a good one. Lumineers, do you know what that reminds me of? Do you remember playing Guitar Hero? The guitar? He's just going to stare at me. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
You do remember Guitar Hero when I beat you terribly?
You're on easy mode.
When I beat you horrifically badly.
You're on the easiest mode going.
Well, that song is in it when I beat you. That song that I beat you on.
I was on high difficulty than him, just saying.
I won.
I'm not competitive.
Right, so we're now into the 4th question, and then after these, they get a little bit interesting.
Not really.
We have the mystery questions and the reverse questions. But now we're on question 4, which is quite a bad one for me, but you guys answer. Mr. Lennon, you're first. The question is, what is the dumbest injury you have ever had?
I struggled with this question. I can't remember doing anything completely stupid to get an injury, but I'm gonna pay myself a little backhanded compliment, but I'm gonna admit to it right now. Okay, straight up. The only injury that I've ever had, and I can do with sport, is when I was playing in the under-23s Wales squad v England in futsal, and I broke my toe while saving a penalty. And I had to hobble into school the next day. It was on a Sunday. On the Monday, I had to hobble into school with a broken toe. But saving the penalty. Yeah. So
we were amongst sporting royalty.
Yeah.
England under 23 futsal representative.
No, Wales. I'm Wales.
It's funny you say that about the football thing. What was it? Was it football?
I'm not good enough for football. Futsal.
I broke my wrist playing football, saving a penalty.
Nice.
So
you feel my pain. You feel my pain.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Oldham, what is the dumbest injury you've ever sustained?
I don't think I've sustained any really dumb ones, but once I did fall down a hill at the beginning of the summer holidays and broke my wrist. So for the whole of summer holidays, I wasn't able to do any sport or have any fun, and that was on the first day of the summer holidays. So that's my dumbest one. But now I have got another really stupid story.
He's panicking here, boys. He's panicking.
I'll tell you, I have witnessed a really stupid one. This is not done to me, but me and my friends at university, and we're on our way home. And basically, a convoluted kind of game of tag started, right? And one of my friends starts running. Now, my friend is was the cross country champion for Norfolk. Even ran against Mo Farah once. Got beat, but he ran against him. And he started running away so fast that he didn't notice that as he went up a ramp, because we were walking through a college area, there was a chain had been put on the ramp either side of it. It was to stop people from skateboarding up and down it, because they didn't like people hanging around there skateboarding. He didn't see it because it was dark. He was running so fast that he ran straight into it. He cut him in half nearly, not literally. He bent over and his own knee came up and hit him in the chin, and it created a 2-inch gash over his chin. He had to call an ambulance.
Beautiful.
He did that to himself. His knee did that to himself.
It was just the laugh at the end of it. The laugh at the end of the story.
Now, at the time I was very concerned, and I gave him my sock to pad it. And so, I did,
True friend.
I suffered too.
Oh man. My dumbest injury. I've had a lot of injuries, but they weren't that dumb. But my dumbest one, I fell off the bed and I broke my elbow joint after falling off the bed because I didn't want to go to bed. So,
How old were you?
Yesterday.
yeah, this is last night. Why do you think I've got the cast? No, I was 6.
Oh,
And I didn't want to go to bed.
that must have been really painful. An elbow
Yeah.
joint.
It was quite painful. I still remember it.
Did you have one of those kind of comedy kind of casts where your arm is in the L position like that, and it sticks out like that, and you have to walk through doors sideways?
Basically, yeah.
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 Because you can't bend the elbow, surely, can you?
No, you can't. And even when you have the cast taken off, I couldn't bend my elbow for like a good straighten my elbow for a good month afterwards.
Yeah, it's strange.
So I was like, because it was on so long.
Oh.
But I don't know.
You were permanently waving to people.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Okay. You got any dumb injury? I've
Got
think
two.
of one dumb injury of yours. But go on.
I cracked 2 of my ribs
That's the one I was thinking of.
from walking into my shelf. Like I was walking back, it was turned around, it appeared.
Yeah. Came out of nowhere.
The other one, I was just walking down the road and I had a broken scooter. So I decided to go down this really steep hill on it, full of potholes. And I couldn't turn at all, and then I hit a pothole and I hit my head off a spike. And I cut like all my arm open and like my stomach and everything. It still went again.
Mine sounds so minor.
Is it bad that I'm the only person in the room laughing at that?
I stood up and went
Sounds
again.
awful.
Does that show what a good friend I am? I was the only person that laughed in the room.
You're probably the only one that can get away with it. And still wow. When was that?
It wasn't long ago.
It's bringing back bad
Yeah.
memories, Mr. Oldham.
13 or 14.
Wow, that does sound painful. I'm gonna give it to you. The award goes to you.
Did you go to hospital?
No,
No.
I just got in the shower, which stung it.
I'm pretty sure the shower isn't medically going to make you better. It worked for you.
It's the magic sponge, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
footballers.
Did you get a kiss better? Don't lie.
No,
Don't lie.
I was at my dad's, so.
Did he kiss it better? We know your mum would have. If you would have asked your mum to kiss it better if you were at your mum.
She'd have told the floor off.
Devon's a mummy's boy.
You have to tell everyone.
Devon is a big mummy's boy.
So I was a mummy's boy.
Right, so now it's time where things get very interesting. My favourite part. But this time, get back in your wall. This is the time that I find very interesting. And Devon is going to ask the first mystery question.
So, for the mystery question, you have to hit us with your best joke and try and make us laugh. But I'm going to purposely try and not laugh.
Oh no. Oh no. This is.
Best age
Mr.
appropriate
Lennon's go
joke.
first, isn't it?
No,
I'm
it's-
sure
It is Mr. Lennon that goes first on this one. Mystery question.
Well, okay. Hopefully, I'm saying this joke right.
Wait.
Okay.
Let me just compare. I laugh
Oh,
at
God.
everything, so I need
Oh
to.
God, no. This is
He
no.
laughs at himself, so if you can't make him laugh, then
That's because I'm funny.
you need to change your jokes.
I need to. I do laugh a bit over the top a lot.
Mr. Oldham's googling. This is so not
You
fair.
can't Google.
You can't
You can't
let him
Google.
Google and me do an improv one.
Best jokes.
You should have just gone prepared.
This is a mystery question.
No,
We
yeah,
can't
you can't
physically
prepare.
come for it.
Oh wait. Before you guys answer these 2 questions,
Oh, I've got a good
we
one.
need to you to clarify that we haven't told you these questions in advance.
I promise.
Yeah,
He promises.
definitely.
Well, from the
Yeah, I
reactions, I
promise
think
as
that was a
well.
bit obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Your reaction gave that away. But
Just while you're thinking, shall I tell you a joke?
Go on then. Don't steal me.
Best one I've ever told since primary.
no, it's not the crocodile one.
Yes, it is.
It's not the It's not even
No,
that
no.
funny.
He's
Crocodile.
crocodile.
Snap, bite your head off. I thought that in primary I was well amused with it. It doesn't make sense.
It made me laugh in year 3.
Okay, I feel a bit better now. I've heard that. I feel reassured.
That joke was funny in year 2.
And it still is to me. I love
To
it.
you, yeah.
I still am 2. Not in year 2, I'm just 2.
I know it's bad, but I had to hold that laugh. And it wasn't even a joke. But right, go on, Mr. Lennon.
Okay.
You should feel better now after that. Hold it in.
Worst nightmare this is, boys. But what do you call a woman with a slate on her head?
Don't know.
Roof.
Yeah, very good.
I get it now.
Sorry, nervous
Sorry.
laugh. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I didn't expect very much from it. I went in with that with low expectations. So that
I didn't get it at first. I was like, oh.
I was thinking I might have to explain my own joke here. I was thinking that is the lowest of the low. That is.
No, I got it. I'm not sure if Devon did or if he's just really
No,
good
I
at-
got it.
Oh, he's just good at holding
I was just
the
in his
laughs.
zone.
He's good at holding the laughs. I'm not very good at that. Go on, Mr. Alden.
Yeah, I've had to do some research. And even then, most of them were a no. So, I'm just going to tell you about something that really annoys me. You know Russian dolls? You know what I mean by that, don't you?
Yeah, the ones that you.
Yeah.
And there's one
I
inside.
hate them. They're so full of themselves.
That was the cheesiest joke ever.
Very good. Very good.
That was cheesy, but it was good. I like that. I saw a smirk for you.
Do you reckon we should give up the day job, boys?
Yeah. Maybe don't think you can do it. That was good though.
Do you know, before
I'll be alright if I've got Google. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Google.
They're full of themselves and rude. That was two good jokes.
It's all about the punchline.
We didn't get Devon this week though. Devon didn't laugh this time. It's alright.
Tough crowd. Tough crowd.
So I've only made him once, so we've been friends.
You got a smirk though.
I got some.
Smaller one.
There we go.
I've made him laugh like twice and we've been friends for nearly 10 years. It's alright, I don't feel too bad about it. Right, this one is the one I was excited for. I told you before the show. Mystery question number 2. And this is the first time we've ever had a second mystery question on the show. So this, I know, right?
Dun dun dun.
So this is the 6th question again. We used to have the 6th question. Now we have the 5th question. So the 6th question, mystery question number 2. If you ate yourself, would you get twice as bigger or disappear completely?
Twice as bigger. Which would be twice as big.
Sorry, Mr. Grammatics.
I think this is Mr. Oldham's.
It is Mr. Oldham. Twice as bigger or disappear
So,
completely?
would I get twice as big or disappear completely if I ate myself? Well, let's put it this way. If I started at my foot, on my toe, right, and I started eating my toe that way, then I'm gonna suggest that I'm gonna get to a certain part of my body, and all that food that I've taken in is gonna start getting digested and start to regenerate. So I'm gonna say I would have stayed the same.
That's more logical. That is
Yes.
Is that allowed?
So, regenerates. You Doctor Who?
It's just that the maths isn't going anywhere.
That's
you know,
true.
So I don't know.
No,
I don't know
that's
how many
quite
chemical
good.
equations are going on there. I'm no scientist, but I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna be like a donut on the floor eating my own foot, and I'm just gonna keep growing. Then that's what I think. There you go.
It's
What?
quite logical. I
I'm
feel
nothing
like
not
you.
logical.
I feel like you just come out backwards, just like that.
Oh, I'd be inverted on myself somehow. Yeah.
Somehow.
Mr. Lennon.
Mr. Lennon, what would you say? Disappear, come back twice as bigger, or regeneration? That wasn't in the original
Wow.
question.
Or none of the above.
Or none of the above.
I would say
Or prefer not to say.
disappear, because let's think about this logically. If
No.
you start eating yourself, you're gonna die. That's gonna be the end result. You're gonna be no more. So I would say quite profoundly disappear.
In a coffin.
Indeed.
I'd say about half the body. Because say you started from like there, by the time you've got both your legs off, you've bled out, haven't you?
Yeah,
So you just
definitely.
be half of a person.
Absolutely.
Half the person it used to be.
Well, who says we don't answer the big
2
questions?
bad jokes in one show.
I know I'm on a roll.
3 bad jokes in one show.
4. Right, that was good. I'm thinking I'll have to agree with my history teacher. I'm saying I would regenerate.
Should be teaching philosophy.
Yeah.
Should.
I have to agree with
You and Karl Marx would get on.
No, I just see what you're saying. You wouldn't get twice as bigger because you're eating self. do you want to know where I got that question from? Well, I was looking for a mystery question, so that's be good, right?
Yeah.
So I was looking at interesting questions to ask people, and then as you scroll down, you had like the suggested questions, and one of them was, dumbest questions ever typed into Google.
Ah.
So there was all these ones, and then like the third one down. If you ate yourself, would you disappear or get twice as bigger? It's like copy and paste. I'm using that. It worked. It was a good question. You got some good answers.
And was there any good answers on Google? That's the question.
I didn't want to be associated with the people that have searched it.
You just wanted us to be
I
associated.
wanted you guys to be associated with it. Got you. I might Google that later though. Actually, after this.
Thanks for that one, pal.
Yeah, that
It's alright.
I can honestly say it was a mystery question.
It was. And we've
Still a
still not
mystery.
got an answer. So now it is time for you to get your revenge on us. Sadly.
So mine was, okay, so how old are you guys now? 14, 15? Okay.
15.
Has there been a point in your life where you've literally thought, I am watching history unfold right now? If so, when?
Yeah, I would say yes. Quite like, I don't know when. No, I would say, when you say like history unfold, do you mean like in the future this will be taught about in school, sort of?
Just like people look back on, if you're old enough, 1966 World Cup win and stuff like that, and Elvis Presley dying, 9/11, stuff like that. You're literally watching history unfold.
Yeah.
You didn't hurt your shin in the process, though.
I didn't know. Not with COVID, actually. Do you like that one? My answer would be with COVID.
It's a good answer.
Actually, yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like in many years people are going to talk about COVID. Hopefully when it's gone.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like looking back at, like we do with the plague and the Spanish flu and things.
Yeah, well, absolutely. When you send your students to your children to this school, we'll be teaching them about it in the medicine course.
Yeah, that's it.
I genuinely think
that
we will.
is a scary bit.
And I'll be grey and old and going around with a stick.
Mr. Oldham.
But I'll still be here.
Mr. Old.
Mr. Old. That's it. Just call me Mr. Old.
No, yeah, I'd say that. And then obviously there's been other big events like, I don't know, I feel like some of the elections maybe.
Yeah, good.
US elections could be big ones.
Yeah. You've lived through two big ones.
Yeah.
Obama.
And a big thing, I think, many years, all the big protests and the statue stuff and
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, all that I think we talked about a lot at some point.
That's a big one, yeah.
Right, okay, so
Reverse question number 2.
that's the one.
Okay.
Mr.
There's the
Oldham.
second one.
So, I'm going to go in a similar vein.
That's three bad jokes. I don't know.
A similar vein to your mystery question. Okay.
Oh, I don't know what'll happen if I eat myself.
I'm not asking that. Right. So, would you rather
The second one.
have been a baron living in the Middle Ages,
Oh, I like these sort of
or
questions.
an ordinary person alive today?
Well, I wouldn't have me podcast.
That's true.
So you've got to think about it, because
Yes,
if
it's
you're
hard.
if you're in the Middle
Yeah.
Ages, right, and you're a baron, you're a very important person. Okay, you're not the king, but you're very important. You've got a big castle. You've got loads and loads of land.
Is
You've got
that
loads
like
of
an
people to
equivalent to
do
a
things
noble?
for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got loads of people to do things for you, but you know it's cold, it's drafty, it's a hard life.
Hygiene's not good.
Hygiene's not good, and you've not got any of the mod cons that we have today. have
No
you?
phones.
Okay. But if you're an ordinary person today, you're just an ordinary person. You've got all your mod cons, but it's a pretty ordinary life. You don't get to tell anyone what to do. You don't have what many
great
much
question.
power.
Right, so I feel like I want to go back to be a baron.
What about you, Tyler?
Okay, it's hard. That is a good question. I feel like there's a circular answer.
That
That's
wasn't the intention.
I know what I choose.
What?
Baron.
Go on, a
Baron.
in the
Oh,
Middle Ages, yeah.
come
You
on.
give up everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
You give up cricket. There's no cricket in the Middle Ages.
Do I have a question? Can I remember? So am I going back as a completely new person then, I'm guessing? Or
I'd
can
like
you
that.
can you have a memory of what the modern period is like?
You have to have your memories. Yeah, you have to take your memories with you.
That's harder actually in a way because you
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, you know what you're missing.
That
out.
is true. It's
That's
almost.
it. You
I'll-
are you. You've got a time machine.
Oh, I'm gonna change it. I thought.
He's too wedded. To
I
his
know,
cons,
I
his
know.
comfortable 21st century lifestyle.
But then.
If you go back, you're there forever.
Yeah.
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 Lower life
But you're
expectancy back
important.
then. Lower life expectancy though. So
But you could tell somebody to, I don't know, like cut your toenails for you, and you know, bring you fresh food at a click of your hand.
You won't get baths very much, would you?
But
If you wanted it, you could.
Oh, you could.
Depends what other people did, really. It depends what you want to do.
I'm changing. I'm sticking in the. You shouldn't mess with time too much. I'm gonna stay here and now.
What did you say, Tyler?
Actually, I'd stay here. Only because I feel like if you mess with the past, it would change too much of the future.
We've all seen Back to the Future.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Grave consequences.
I would like. I've always wanted to see what life was like before any technology and stuff. And
Yeah, but
that's really far back. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
imagine having bad hygiene till you die.
Yeah, but they wouldn't. That's what I was thinking, because they wouldn't know any different.
Yeah, but
True.
you keep your memory
Or
now.
do I have to keep my memories?
Yeah. Well, that's what Mr. Oldham
Yeah,
just said.
yeah,
That was
there's
the
a lot of-
game
yeah,
changer
you
for
do.
me.
There's a lot of life.
If I didn't keep my memories, then I'd say Baron.
But do you know what? With all the memories that you've got of the modern age, maybe you could end up being some sort of god.
You could.
Because you'd be just like,
Oh, you'd be all knowledgeable.
you'd be
Yeah.
like, guys, this is called a combustion engine. and you just get people to pay,
There's pros and
Wait.
cons, aren't there? Really.
I feel like if you kept your knowledge and went back, it'll be better. Then you could tell people what to do and what not to do, so they
Can.
didn't have bad hygiene.
You can erase previous mistakes, wars.
exactly.
You can be the ultimate peacemaker.
This
You
is
could.
what I meant by a circular answer. It's a wide spread of answers. No, I'd say if I didn't keep my memories, Baron. If I did, I'd stay here. Be no COVID though, so that'd be no lockdown. So that's
just the plague
Yeah.
to contend with.
Ah, yeah.
Just the outbreaks of plague.
Yeah, true,
Every
true.
few decades,
It's,
yeah.
with no vaccine.
True.
Well, you could tell
And there was a
what
bit of a-
causing it. Yeah. Get rid of these rats.
There was a bit of a quarantine thing too, as well, wasn't there? The red.
Yeah,
crosses on the
doors.
doors,
1665, yeah.
If you think about it, there's a lot the same today now, but there's also a lot different. It's like the same but very different.
You're doing very well at preparing a GCSE style answer.
Yeah,
Your
similarity.
son or daughter may come and have to talk about
We've just
COVID
taught 'em well,
compared to
haven't
the
we?
Black Death.
We've done
I
such a
learned
good
so
job. We have.
Right, well, this wraps it up for our Easter special. Happy Easter to everyone.
Happy Easter.
Right, I'll see you after
Have a
Easter.
lovely Easter holiday.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
See you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.